Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about one thing in the DJI Go app that just really drives me crazy. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Really? Just one thing? Well, I'm sure there's probably more than one, but this particular thing I use every time I fly, and to me it just doesn't work as expected. And I will give you a hint, it has a little something to do with this. Every time I fly my Spark, I have three things turned on in camera settings. Number one is the histogram. I shoot in manual mode, so every time I fly, I need to set my exposure. And the histogram is just the perfect tool for helping me determine the correct exposure, make sure I'm not blowing out my highlights or crushing my shadows. So every time I fly, the histogram is turned on. Now, the second thing I have turned on is display camera OSD. And it's really terrific because at a glance I can see my ISO, shutter speed, exposure compensation value, and even my white balance setting. And that's really critical because I never want to be in auto white balance. It also shows me how much space I have left on my SD card, and if it's red, that means I don't even have an SD card in my Spark. So yeah, it's super handy. And the third thing I have turned on is my grid. So I just turn on the basic 1/3 grid lines, and they are a really simple and easy tool to help you compose better shots. So putting your subject along those lines, or especially at those intersecting points, is just a really simple and easy technique to improve the visual look and visual interest of your shots. I have my grid lines turned on all the time. Okay, so I have my three essential camera settings turned on. So what's the annoying bit? Well, every single time I power down my Spark, the histogram gets turned off. Yep, that's right, turned off. Display camera OSD stays on, the grid stays on, but the histogram gets switched off. It's so annoying. And that means every time I power on my Spark, I reboot it, I switch batteries, I have to turn the histogram back on. And yeah, I know it's a simple thing, but I want it on. I turned it on, I set the switch, why doesn't it stay on? So I was curious to see if anybody else had the issue or complained about it, knew anything about it. So I posted a quick query in the DJI forums. And I really didn't expect much of a response, and I didn't get one. I got 2 replies and neither of them were very useful. So either no one else is complaining about the problem or no one has a solution. So after failing in the forums, I decided to submit a DJI support request to see if perhaps it's a bug. So I did that, shot off an email to those guys. They got back to me really quickly and said, hey, show us in a video what you're talking about. So I made a quick video, sent it to them, and they got back to me and said, no, that works exactly how it's designed. Works as designed? Really? Out of the 4 options in the camera settings, the histogram is the only one that doesn't maintain its state through reboots. Display camera OSD, the grid, and even white balance maintain their state after a power cycle. Why just the histogram? Like, that design makes no sense to me at all. But on the bright side, DJI did say that they would keep my suggestion in mind, so fingers crossed there'll be an update in the future and it'll solve my problem. But in the meantime, DJI, if you're listening, I have a couple ideas for you. So when I turn the histogram on, leave it on all the time in between reboots, except if I double tap the histogram on the screen or I touch it and I flick it away with my finger. I can already drag it around the screen with my finger, so it seems like a double tap or a flick would be a pretty elegant solution and maybe make some people like me a little happier. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Let me know in the comments if the histogram thing bugs you too, or maybe you have some other annoyance in the DJI Go app. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.